How's it going, folks? This is Coach Owens Jr. here. I got my dad with me, the Surgeon General, Coach Owens, Coach O himself. A lot of people know who he is, but for those that don't, I'm going to let him introduce himself, let you know who he is.
Yes, my name is Derek Owens Sr. Most people in the community know me as Coach O. I love being called Coach O. I'm the lead club director for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Grand Rapids Youth Commonwealth, and I'm also the head basketball coach at East Grand Rapids High School. So I get the opportunity to see all the kids in the community from one end of the spectrum to the next end of the spectrum. And I have the opportunity to share how to be successful in life with the championship game rules that the book that I wrote, authored, and I usually use it wherever I go, and it's tried and tested no matter where.
Well, good, Coach. I'm glad you're able to touch on, those rules and those principles. Also, you said you're the lead director for the Boys and Girls Club. Could you mind touching on that for a little bit?
Yes, I came to the Boys and Girls Club in 2014, and I was actually the director at the Seaman Club, where I got an opportunity to learn the culture of the Boys and Girls Clubs. The day I walked into the Boys and Girls Club Seaman Club, I started actually crying because I knew I was where I needed to be. I was at home with young people who reminded me of somebody I used to know. The most important piece for me is you get to a point in life where you know why you're on earth. And I know why I'm on earth. My responsibility is to teach kids how to believe in themselves, how to love themselves, how to do them. And obviously, it's a cliche. My name is Derek Owens. My initials are D.O. And so if I could do it, you can do it. Coming from Sarah Fisher Orphanage, from Detroit area, and to be a 4-time state championship coach, and now the head league club director and head coach at East Grand Rapids High School, man, it doesn't get any better for me. I get the opportunity to impact young people's lives.
Well, that's amazing. You have an opportunity and have taken advantage of the opportunity of impacting lives, lots of different lives. Would you mind touching on some of the philosophy, some of the philosophical things that you sort of picked up on during your journey?
Yes, that's a good question. When I authored the book, Championship Game Rules, it was from my experience back in Detroit, Michigan, when I coached at a school, a special place called Detroit St. Martin de Porres, where in 7 years I was an opportunity to win 4 state championships, and it helped me develop a philosophy more so from the losses than the wins. But being in that arena of a state championship game, you always take away things that you would have done had you won. And those 7 principles, those 7 rules that I developed, stayed true to me no matter where I've journeyed and since I moved to West Michigan.
All right, well, like I said, you definitely have a lot of experience, been around a lot of different, situations and environments, coaching and giving back to the game. Would you mind touching on those 7 rules, those 7 principles?
Yes, I really like them because these 7 rules can be applied to any parts of your life. And this is how I really teach the young people about the game of basketball and the rules of life that coincide together. Rule number 1, communication. We're all here now in a very dire state in the world, in America, with the coronavirus. It's so important that we still communicate to each other, which is rule number 1, communication. Rule number 2, defense. As basketball, I say team defense. In the life, I say defend who you are. Rule number 3, rebounding. Life is about rebounding. Life is about dealing with adversity. America's going through that right now. The world is going through that right now with this global disease called the corona. Who is corona? Well, it's a disease that could kill. And so they're saying that's why it's time to rebound America. It's time to rebound the world. It's time to rebound Grand Rapids. Rule number 4, turn, rip, and read. Before you walk into this situation in basketball, I demand from my players that you